Your body is lying to you right now. And your doctor, they know it. They see it every single day in every patient that walks through the door, and they say nothing. Not because they're evil, not because they don't care, but because the truth is uncomfortable, unprofitable, and honestly, most people don't want to hear it. You've been told your entire life that if you follow the rules, brush your teeth, drink water when you're thirsty, sit up straight, get 8 hours of sleep, you'll be fine, healthy, normal. But here's the thing, normal isn't healthy anymore. Normal is a slow, quiet disaster that's been sold to you as self-care. And the worst part, you've been doing it to yourself every single day, thinking you were doing the right thing. This isn't about rare diseases or genetic bad luck. This is about the stuff you do without thinking. The habits you inherited from your parents, who inherited them from theirs, who learned them from a medical system that was never designed to keep you healthy. It was designed to keep you manageable. So, if you've ever felt like something's off, like you're tired for no reason, like your body doesn't work the way it should, you're not imagining it. You're not lazy, you're not broken, you've just been lied to. And in the next half hour, you're going to find out exactly how deep that lie goes. Because what you think you know about your body, it's wrong. And it's time someone told you the truth. Let's start with something simple. Something you do every single day, probably twice a day, without questioning it. You brush your teeth. You've been doing it since you were a kid. Your parents taught you. Your dentist praised you. The commercials told you that minty fresh feeling meant clean, and you believed it. But here's the truth. Your mouth is dirtier after you brush than it was before. Not because brushing doesn't work. It does, kind of. But because everything you were taught about how to do it is designed to make you feel clean, not actually be clean. Let's break it down. You wake up. Your mouth tastes like something died in it because, well, something kind of did. Your mouth at night is a low-oxygen, bacteria-friendly ecosystem. Food particles you missed, dead cells from your cheeks and gums, a thin film of protein-rich saliva. It's a buffet, and bacteria are feasting. That's what morning breath is. Partially decomposed food mixed with metabolic waste from bacteria colonies that have been partying in your mouth all night. Gross, but fixable, right? You grab your toothbrush, you load it up with paste, you scrub, you foam, you rinse, and boom, minty fresh, clean. Except you're not. Because the foam, that's not cleaning, that's theater. Toothpaste companies discovered decades ago that people associate foam with cleanliness. So they add foaming agents, sodium lauryl sulfate usually, that do absolutely nothing for your teeth. They just make bubbles, and those bubbles feel like progress. But while you're scrubbing away with your foamy brush, you're doing something way worse. You're brushing too hard. Most people brush like they're trying to scrape paint off a wall. And your enamel, it's not paint. It's a delicate mineralized surface that doesn't grow back. Every aggressive stroke wears it down a little. And your gums, they recede, slowly, quietly. Until one day, your dentist casually mentions you have some gum recession and recommends a deep cleaning, which costs money, which they profit from. But here's the kicker. After you brush, you rinse, with water, immediately, which washes away the one thing that actually helps. Fluoride, that's the active ingredient. It needs time to sit on your teeth, remineralize the enamel, do its job. But you rinse it away in 5 seconds, because leaving toothpaste residue in your mouth feels weird. So you've just scrubbed your enamel, irritated your gums, washed away the only useful part of the paste, and replaced your natural bacterial ecosystem with nothing. Because you didn't actually kill the bacteria, you just moved them around. And now, with your enamel slightly weakened and your gums a little inflamed, you've created tiny pockets. Perfect little homes for bacteria to move into. And they do. Within hours, your mouth is more colonized than it was before you brushed. But it doesn't feel that way, because it tastes like mint. And that's the scam. The toothpaste industry isn't selling you health. They're selling you the feeling of health, the fresh breath, the smooth teeth, the confidence. And when that's not enough, when your gums start bleeding or your teeth start yellowing, they sell you mouthwash, whitening strips, electric toothbrushes with Bluetooth, an entire ecosystem of products designed to manage the problem they helped create. And your dentist, they know. They know most people brush wrong. They know fluoride needs time. They know aggressive brushing destroys enamel. but they don't correct you. Because if you brushed correctly, flossed correctly, and gave your mouth time to actually heal, you wouldn't need cleanings every 6 months. You wouldn't need fillings and crowns and root canals at 35. And they wouldn't make money, so they smile. They tell you you're doing great, and they schedule your next appointment. Meanwhile, your mouth, right now, as you're watching this, is crawling with bacteria. Not because you're dirty, but because you were taught to clean yourself wrong. Now, let's talk about tired. You know that feeling. The one that's been with you so long, you don't even call it tired anymore. You just call it normal. You wake up, you're groggy, you drink coffee, you feel a little better. Then by 2 p.m., you crash. You're dragging. You tell yourself you didn't sleep enough, or you're stressed, or you're getting older. But here's the truth. You're not tired. You're dehydrated. And it's not the kind of dehydration where you're collapsing in the desert. It's chronic, low level, invisible, and it's permanent. Let me explain. Your body is about 60% water. Your brain, 73%. Water is everything. It cushions your organs. It regulates temperature. It flushes waste. It carries nutrients. Every single cell in your body needs it to function. And when you don't have enough, things start shutting down. Not dramatically, not all at once. Just slowly, quietly, your brain is the first to notice. Because it's greedy. It uses 20% of your body's energy, and it needs constant blood flow to deliver oxygen and glucose. But blood is mostly water. So when you're dehydrated, even a little, your blood gets thicker, slower. Your brain gets less oxygen, and you feel it. You feel foggy, slow, tired, but you don't think, oh, I need water. You think, I need coffee. And that's the trap. Because coffee is a diuretic. It makes you pee, which makes you more dehydrated, which makes you more tired. So you drink more coffee, and the cycle continues. But here's the part that really messes you up. Your brain has a thirst mechanism. It's supposed to tell you when you need water, except it doesn't work the way you think. By the time you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated. Your blood volume has dropped. Your cells are already struggling. Thirst isn't an early warning system. It's a last resort. And if you ignore it long enough, your brain stops asking. It adapts. It rewires. It learns to function in a drought. And you mistake that for normal. You think that's just how you feel, but it's not. It's what dehydration feels like when it's been going on so long you forgot what hydration feels like. And the worst part, you can't fully fix it because your kidneys have adapted too. They've learned to concentrate your urine, to hold on to every drop of water they can, which sounds good, except it's not. Because now, even if you start drinking water, your body doesn't trust it. It doesn't rehydrate efficiently. It flushes it out. You pee clear and think, great, I'm hydrated. But your cells are still dry. Your brain is still running on fumes. And that cognitive function you lost during childhood and adolescence, when your brain was developing and you were drinking soda instead of water, that's gone. You can't get that back. You permanently reduced your baseline, and you didn't even know it was happening because you weren't thirsty. But maybe you're thinking, okay, fine, I'll drink more water. I'll stand up. I'll move around. Good. Except you can't. Because your job won't let you. Your life won't let you. You sit in your car. You sit at your desk. You sit at lunch. You sit in meetings. You sit at dinner. You sit on the couch. And you've been told over and over that sitting is the new smoking, that it's killing you. And it is. But not for the reasons you think. Because standing desks are a scam. Let me explain. Sitting for 8, 10, 12 hours a day compresses your spine. Your discs, those little gel cushions between your vertebrae, they don't have blood flow. They get nutrients through diffusion, through movement. When you sit, they get squeezed. And over time, they dry out. They crack, they herniate. That's why your back hurts. That's why you wake up stiff. But it's not just your spine. Sitting also compresses your hip flexors, your glutes, your hamstrings. Your muscles forget how to fire correctly. Your posture collapses. And your circulation? It slows to a crawl. Blood pools in your legs. Your lymphatic system, which relies on movement to drain waste, just stops. You're marinating in your own metabolic trash. And you feel it. You feel sluggish, achy, inflamed. So the wellness industry swoops in with a solution. Standing desks. And you buy one. Because it makes sense, right? If sitting is bad, standing must be good. except it's not. Because standing still is just as bad as sitting still. You're still compressing your joints. You're still restricting circulation. You're just doing it vertically. And now your feet hurt. Your knees hurt. Your lower back hurts in a different way. And the ergonomic industry that sold you the desk, they're thrilled. Because now they can sell you a mat, and a footrest, and a balance board. And none of it fixes the problem. Because the problem isn't sitting or standing, it's stillness. Your body is designed to move, constantly, not exercise, not gym sessions, just low-level, continuous movement, walking, shifting, stretching, fidgeting. But modern life has engineered that out of you. Your office doesn't want you wandering around, your boss doesn't want you taking breaks every 20 minutes. Productivity is measured by how long you stay in your chair, and your body pays the price. If you've worked a desk job for 5 years, you have measurable arterial stiffness. Your blood vessels have lost elasticity. They're older than they should be. 10, 15 years older, and you can't undo that. You can improve it, sure, but the damage is done. And you did it because you were told to sit down, work hard, and buy a standing desk if you're worried about it. But the desk was never the answer. Movement was. And no one's selling that, because you can't buy movement. You just have to do it. And that doesn't make anyone money. Now let's talk about what happens when you finally stop moving, when you go to bed. You think sleep is rest, a break. Your body's shutting down for 8 hours. But that's not what's happening. Your body doesn't rest. It works hard. And one of the most important jobs it does, one of the most disturbing, is that your brain eats itself. I'm not being metaphorical. Your brain literally consumes itself while you sleep. And if you're not sleeping right, it's choking on its own waste. Here's how it works. During the day, your brain is busy, firing neurons, processing information, making decisions, and all that activity creates waste, metabolic byproducts, proteins that don't fold right, damaged cells, toxic junk, and it piles up, like trash in a city. And if it's not cleaned up, it causes problems. Brain fog, memory issues, inflammation. Eventually, diseases like Alzheimer's, but your brain can't clean itself while you're awake. There's no room. Your neurons are too busy, too swollen with activity. So, it waits until you sleep. And then something incredible happens. Your brain cells shrink. They pull away from each other, creating gaps. And through those gaps, cerebrospinal fluid rushes in like a pressure washer, flushing out all the toxic waste that built up during the day. It's called the glymphatic system, and it only works during deep sleep, not light sleep, not REM. Deep, slow-wave sleep. The kind where you're completely gone. And here's the problem. Most people never get there, because they drink alcohol before bed, which fragments sleep, because they stare at screens, which suppresses melatonin, because they have undiagnosed sleep apnea, which wakes them up dozens of times a night without them even knowing. So their brain tries to clean itself, but it can't. The cells don't shrink enough. The fluid doesn't flow. And the waste just sits there, night after night, week after week, year after year. And one of the most dangerous waste products is called beta amyloid. It's a protein fragment. And when it accumulates, it clumps together into plaques. The same plaques found in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Now, I'm not saying poor sleep gives you Alzheimer's, but I am saying that your brain's only chance to clean out the stuff linked to Alzheimer's is during deep sleep. And if you're not getting that, you're letting it pile up. And the worst part, you don't feel it. You just feel tired, a little foggy, a little forgetful, and you blame age or stress or too much coffee. But it's not that. It's your brain marinating in its own waste, trying to function while drowning in garbage. And every night you don't sleep right, it gets worse, because your brain is eating itself, recycling damaged cells, trying to stay alive, but it's like trying to clean a house while people are still throwing trash on the floor. It never catches up, and you wake up feeling like you didn't really sleep. Because you didn't, not the way your brain needed you to. And speaking of things you're doing wrong without realizing it, let's talk about breathing. You're doing it right now. You've done it your entire life. Automatic, effortless, except you're doing it wrong and it's giving you anxiety. I know that sounds insane, But hear me out. Right now, pay attention to how you're breathing. Is your chest moving? Are your shoulders rising? If yes, you're chest breathing. And that's a problem, because chest breathing is shallow. It only uses the top part of your lungs. And when you breathe shallow, your body thinks something is wrong. It thinks you're in danger. Because shallow breathing is what you do when you're scared, when you're running, when you're stressed. It's part of your fight or flight response. And when you do it all the time, your body stays in that state. Your sympathetic nervous system stays activated. Cortisol stays elevated. Your heart rate stays a little too high. And you feel it. You feel anxious, irritable, on edge. But you don't know why. Because you're not in danger. You're just sitting there. Except your body doesn't know that. Because your breathing is telling it otherwise. Now, here's how you're supposed to breathe. From your diaphragm. That big dome-shaped muscle under your lungs. When you breathe in, your belly should expand. Not your chest. Your diaphragm pulls down, creating space, and your lungs fill completely. Deep, slow, efficient. And when you breathe like that, your body relaxes. Your parasympathetic nervous system kicks in. Your heart rate slows, cortisol drops. You feel calm. But most people don't breathe like that anymore. Because modern life has broken the pattern. You sit hunched over a computer. Your diaphragm is compressed. You're stressed. You breathe shallow. You mouth breathe because your nose is stuffy from allergies, or because you just never learned to breathe through your nose. And over time, shallow chest breathing becomes your default. You've literally retrained your body to stay in a state of low-grade panic. And the crazy part? You think that's just who you are. You think you're an anxious person. You think you're high-strung, but you're not. You're just breathing wrong. And it's so automatic, so unconscious, that you never notice until someone points it out. And now you're hyper-aware of it. And that's good, because if you start breathing right, deep, slow, diaphragmatic breaths, you'll feel the difference in minutes. Your heart rate will drop, your mind will clear, you'll feel calm in a way you haven't felt in years, but you have to retrain yourself, because right now, your body's default setting is stress. And it's been that way so long, you thought it was normal. And if you think your breathing is out of your control, wait till you hear about your gut, because your gut controls your brain, and it's full of parasites. Let me explain. You've probably heard of the gut-brain axis. It's trendy now. Gut health, probiotics, fermented foods, and yeah, it's real. Your gut and your brain are connected, directly, through the vagus nerve. And your gut produces 90% of your body's serotonin. You know, the happy chemical, the one antidepressants try to boost. Your gut makes it, not your brain. So, when your gut is messed up, your mood is messed up. Your gut bacteria, trillions of them, they produce neurotransmitters. They regulate inflammation. They influence your cravings, your energy, your mental clarity. And here's the kicker. They're not just passive, they're active. They're communicating with your brain, telling it what to do. And sometimes they're not even yours, because a lot of people are walking around with parasites. Not the kind you learned about in health class. Not giant worms, microscopic ones, protozoa, blastocystis, giardia, dientamoeba. You pick them up from undercooked meat, from unwashed vegetables, from your dog, from traveling, from a restaurant that didn't wash their hands. And most of the time, you don't even know, because they don't make you violently sick. They just make you tired, bloated, anxious, craving sugar, because parasites feed on sugar. And they've figured out how to manipulate your gut bacteria to make you crave it. They're hijacking your brain through your gut. And the medical system, they don't test for it. A standard stool test misses most parasites. You'd need a specialized test. And even if you ask for one, most doctors won't order it, because it's expensive. And because the symptoms, fatigue, brain fog, digestive issues, they're vague. They're everything. So instead, they diagnose you with IBS, or depression, or anxiety. And they prescribe you pills. Pills that treat the symptoms, not the cause. Because treating the cause doesn't make money. Managing symptoms does. So, you take antidepressants. You take anti-anxiety meds. You take antacids. And your gut gets worse. Because those medications disrupt your microbiome. And the parasites, they thrive. And you keep craving sugar. You keep feeling tired. You keep thinking something's wrong with you. But it's not you. It's them. It's the microscopic organisms living in your intestines, manipulating your bacteria, controlling your cravings, and influencing your thoughts. And the scariest part? You might not even be making your own decisions. That cookie you want, that might not be you. That might be them. And you have no idea. And if that wasn't enough, let's talk about your eyes. Because they're rotting, slowly, from screens. And the glasses you're wearing, they're making it worse. Here's what's happening. Your eyes aren't supposed to stare at something 12 inches away for 8 hours a day. They're designed for distance, for hunting, for scanning horizons, for tracking movement. When you focus on something close, like a phone or a laptop, your eye muscles contract, your ciliary muscles squeeze, your lens thickens, and that's fine for a few minutes. But when you do it for hours, every day, for years, something changes. Your eyeball starts to elongate, it stretches, and when it stretches, the distance between your lens and your retina increases. And now, distant objects don't focus correctly. They land in front of your retina instead of on it. That's myopia, nearsightedness. And for most people, it's not genetic, it's environmental. It's from prolonged near focus, and it's exploding. 50 years ago, 10 to 20% of people were nearsighted. Now, in some countries, it's 90% of young adults, because they grew up on screens, and it's not blue light. Blue light is a distraction. A marketing gimmick so companies can sell you blue light blocking glasses. The real damage is from focal length, from your eyes being locked in close focus mode for so long that they physically reshape themselves to match. And here's where it gets worse. When you go to the eye doctor and they prescribe you glasses, they're locking you in. Because corrective lenses are designed to bring distant objects into focus, which sounds good. Except they do it by keeping your eyes in that elongated state. They don't fix the problem, they accommodate it. And over time, your eyes get worse, so you get stronger glasses, which make your eyes worse, so you get stronger glasses. And the optical industry loves it, because you're a customer for life. And no one tells you that. If you spent more time looking at distant objects, if you gave your eyes a break, if you let them relax, they might actually improve. Not for everyone, not always. But for a lot of people, myopia is reversible, especially in kids. But that's not profitable. So they don't tell you. They just sell you glasses, and contacts, and LASIK, which, by the way, doesn't fix the elongation. It just reshapes your cornea to compensate. Your eyeball is still stretched. And every year, every generation, it gets worse. Kids are getting glasses younger. Prescriptions are getting stronger. And it's not because of genetics. It's because of screens. It's because childhood now means staring at a tablet for 6 hours a day. And their eyes are growing, developing, permanently reshaping themselves to match their environment. And that environment is 12 inches away. So, yeah, your eyes are rotting. And the industry that's supposed to help you is just managing your decline. And now we get to the big one, the one that ties everything together, the one that explains why all of this is happening. And it's simple. Your body is designed to die at 40, and modern medicine is making it worse. Let me explain. Evolution doesn't care about you. It cares about reproduction. It cares about passing on genes. And for most of human history, that happened early. You hit puberty, you reproduce, you raise your kids to adolescence, and then you're done. Evolution has no use for you. There's no survival advantage to living past 40, so your body doesn't prioritize it. After 40, everything starts breaking down. Your telomeres shorten. Those are the protective caps on your chromosomes. Every time your cells divide, they get a little shorter. And when they're gone, your cells stop dividing. They become senescent, zombie cells. They don't die. They just sit there, spewing inflammatory chemicals, damaging the cells around them. Your collagen production drops, your skin sags, your joints stiffen, your muscles shrink, your metabolism slows, your hormone levels plummet, your immune system weakens, and your cancer risk, it skyrockets. Because cancer is just cells that forgot how to die. And the older you get, the more mutations accumulate, the more likely it is that one of those cells goes rogue. This isn't a disease. This is biology. This is your body doing exactly what it was designed to do. Reproduce, raise offspring, then decline. But we don't accept that. We fight it. With medicine, with drugs, with interventions. And modern medicine has gotten really, really good at keeping you alive, but it hasn't figured out how to keep you healthy. So what happens? You hit 50, your blood pressure goes up. So they give you pills, your cholesterol goes up. More pills, your blood sugar goes up. Insulin. And those pills work. Kind of. They lower your numbers. But they don't fix the problem, because the problem is that your body is falling apart. And the pills are just masking it. And they come with side effects. Your blood pressure medication makes you dizzy, so they give you another pill. Your statin causes muscle pain, so they give you another pill. Your insulin makes you gain weight, so they give you another pill. And now you're on 6 medications, and they're all interacting with each other in ways no one fully understands. And your liver is working overtime trying to process them. And your kidneys are struggling to filter them. And your gut microbiome is destroyed. And you feel like garbage. But your doctor says your numbers look good, so you keep taking them, and every year you add another pill, another diagnosis, another specialist, and the healthcare industry loves it, because you're not dying. You're just sick, chronically sick, manageably sick. And manageable sickness is the most profitable model in the world, because dead patients don't pay, and healthy patients don't come back. But sick patients, they're customers for life. And here's the thing. I'm not saying don't take your medication. I'm not saying medicine is evil. I'm saying that medicine has become a tool for prolonging life without improving it. You're living longer, but you're living sicker. You're spending the last 20 years of your life managing diseases that your body was always going to develop. Because your body isn't broken, it's just old. And we've refused to accept that. We've medicalized aging. We've turned a natural process into a billion-dollar industry. And the cost isn't just money. It's quality of life. It's spending your 60s on a cocktail of drugs. It's spending your 70s in and out of hospitals. It's spending your 80s wondering if this is really worth it. And the answer for a lot of people is no. But by then, it's too late. Because you've been on the medication so long, you can't stop. Your body has adapted. And stopping might kill you faster than the disease would have. So you're stuck in a system that's keeping you alive, but not letting you live. And every year past 50 is a year you're borrowing, with interest. And the bill comes due eventually, in pain, in decline, in a body that doesn't work anymore. And that's the ultimate disturbing truth. You're not supposed to live this long. Your body has an expiration date. And we've just refused to read it. So, congrats. You now know more about your body than most people will ever bother to learn. And, yeah, it's disturbing. It's uncomfortable. It's the kind of stuff that makes you want to just not think about it. But that's the thing. Not thinking about it is how you got here. Brushing your teeth wrong, being dehydrated for 20 years, sitting still, sleeping poorly, breathing like you're being chased, letting your gut bacteria run your brain, staring at screens until your eyes give up, and taking pills to fix problems that were always going to happen. You can't stop all of it. Some of it's just biology, but some of it you can change if you want to. Or you can just keep doing what you've been doing. And hey, that's fine too. Most people will. Most people don't want to know. They just want to feel okay. And that's the real scam. Feeling okay has become the bar. Not being healthy, not being strong, just okay. And if you're cool with that, great. But if you're not, if this video messed with you a little, if it made you think twice about the stuff you do every day without questioning, then good. That was the point. And if you're the kind of person who actually enjoys knowing uncomfortable truths, who likes being the one at the party who tells people they're breathing wrong and ruining their eyes, there's a subscribe button somewhere around here. Do with that what you will. Either way, your body's still lying to you. But now, at least you know it.